Okay, no more kwaba edeba this channel. Aha, 8233 media ba like it. Share and subscribe with nothing on put notifications. Now watch share link and now we answer. I get fe. And so I'm a guesting. And then this video you will go into Accra how to folk, right? Accra how to folk mo and I corner and some baba. And this is something that we shouldn't be talking about in a circle. I mean, last year around November, we were talking about this, and this thing was trending. And it's quite surprising that this same issue is coming up again, and it is bad for a club like Accra Heart of Oak. I don't actually know what is really going on internally, but then things need to be fixed. But I say we'll talk about that also. But now two players are back to Accra Heart of Oak, and two players and say out. The two players are back now. They are coming back for the 11 wonders game, but two players currently sources are still telling me that they are not really training and they are still injured, and the probability of missing out the game against Legon is very high. Which two players are this? I'll let you know that in the comment section. How to Focus is currently placed somewhere on the leg lock. In the latter part of the video, we talk about whether it's an increase or decrease. We talk about it, and then we'll know whether a team economy and a connect in terms of position. This is a minimum a bit home come this video. So by like it, share and subscribe and for our thoughts on everything we talk about here, Fabra, in the comment section. Once again, the frame Augustine. So let's go straight into it. If you remember, somewhere in November, right? And now December, beginning of December, now one thing I trended pound Ghana was the unpaid salaries of Accra out of a place. And then they got to a point where Hamza is agent, a friend, Prosper International. The letter by some of it to Hamza contract. Now Hamza and packing your friend man. It took coach Masudi Dramani to plead on behalf of a club and almost allow a player and buy. And that was when the player was coming back for a game against Nations FC. If you remember the game against Nations FC, I'll check the dates, right? Now you want the exact three out of football Nations FC. So that weekend, and your man about training, papa, and the sources, the talks that player BY injured, so did your man able somehow things are going, do no swa, na adani you and a lot more. So Nations FC game was in 13th, was on 13th December 2025. So around 7th to 13th, the 13 and 8 trend of Ghana, on pay television for Carter folk. On 13 December, just after a month, after a training agent, we learned that 2 months' salary had been paid. We learned that their 2 months' salary had been paid, which was, I think, September and October was the thing. Yes, September and October, I think so, had been paid. And then after that, I think, say, as some according to Kumobi, I'm cutting Endra. Common I'm cutting Endra is that Endra, some of the players have a meeting after, not technical meeting. Penyebi and management be account is among the players. And I'm going to have your meeting. A players and have your meeting. Of what they are saying is that if whoever told me is telling lies, then I'm telling lies as well. What I heard was that the players are fuming about or over their unpaid salary for 2 months. So for 2 months, the players have not been paid. Plus this January, January it can be excused because the January has not even ended, and then in institutions like that, my things need to be processed in a whole lot before it can be paid. So for January, it can be excused, but for December and then November, which means that the 2 months salary they paid before was for October and September, which actually makes sense because I think that was time I know October, November. No, that's September, October, November, and then almost 2 months. And apart from the salaries, there are 2 matches winning bonus has also not been paid. Which 2 matches are we talking about? I'm sure we are talking about matches against Nations FC and FC Samantex, if I am right. And they've also not been paid. And the players are fuming over it. What I heard players in the year after meeting was that they'll play the game against 11 Wonders. They'll play the game against 11 Wonders. But after the game against 11 Wonders, they're expected to go for recovery on Monday. They're expected to go for recovery on Monday. Recovery, the players are saying they're expecting to be paid at least a month and there are 2 winning bonuses on Monday. But if they are not paid on Monday, they might decide to boycott training. on Tuesday because how you made it, I think you can't afford the players that much, right? You can't afford the players that much because for someone who plays for a crowd of folk, almost every person around you looks up to you. Things that win your scar. And there, yeah, people will think that you've got money and you actually don't have money on the grounds. And then, yeah, yeah. So, yes, I believe the frustration that would come with it. And that's why you can't really afford the players when it comes to how they play. The results they churn out and a whole lot. Because over the weekend, last Friday, Mohammed Hussein chance here, I was saying against Dreams FC. I'm not saying it's because you were not paid and you can be excused because you were not paid. But come on, no. If you've given everything that deserves to be given, after that, no more we are. That's when we can scold them proper. That's when we can, if there's any punishment, can give to them. But in this case, the players can be using these ones as an excuse, and we can't keep tolerating this things in Ghana football anymore. So that is that from the camp of Accra to Folk. So 2 players are back from injury. 2 players are back from injury, and the 2 players who are back from injury, yes, Steven Appiah Asare. Yes, Steven Appiah Asare and a Yao Amanka Abefi. So on Friday or Saturday, we are likely to see Amanka Abefi back in the right back position. Shankiki, and so reports are telling me that he has started training and is likely to make the match of the squad for 11 on this. So Amanka Abefi is one of the players or more Abo games this season. Amanka Abefi one of the players from Abo game this season. And if he's back, then indeed, he's back and it's going to save the club very, 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 very well because we sure Yawman Kabe this season. Befi Yaw, yes, just number 35. And this season he has played 17 games, 17 games out of the 19 games we have won. Mankabe about 17 games. And last two seasons also for about 7. His first is number 8. And this is now not surprising with matches his most appearance fast of in the season of 29 in the 2022-2023 season. So Yaman Kabe is back, and I think that's a good addition for Accra Heart of Folk. Also, Stephen Appiah Shankiki, and so Ababak, Stephen Appiah Shankiki, and so Ababak. And also Stephen Appiah Asare Shankiki. So he's 29 years old, and last season he played 19 games and scored once. This season, they on Shedna into Bobby club, and so he's also back into the fold. I believe that is going to help the team. So 2 players also missed out on the last game due to accumulation of yellow cards. That is Maulu Ayu and also Kelvin Asasibe. Both players are also back into the fold. So you have 4 players back also, and 2 from injury, 2 from accumulation of yellow card, or 2 from suspension, also back with the club. Now there's something that I think we all should take note of. We should look at how to fuck next 10 games to see. And so I'm going to make predictions which of them can win, which of them they'll lose, which of them they'll draw. Their next games against level 1, there's a game that they are supposed to win, take all 3 points. The next one is against Bichum at home. And this game, I think they should be able to pick their 3 maximum points also over there. Then they'll travel to Kumasi to play and Toko. That's a 50-50 game. The next game is against Bekom Chelsea at home. They should be able to beat them in the travel to be in dance park, which is quite a difficult grounds. Then at home to Holy Stars, which they can win. Away to Out of Lions, which is the difficult grounds. Red Draw Blacks, which they can win at home. Apostles, which they can win at Apostles, which they can win at home. No Vision away, which they can get a point. So after all these 10 games, I believe that games are at least they unbeaten Melu soon against Kotoko, against Benugo Stars, and against Out of Lions. So anything apart from that to me, underperformances. So this is not a folk at a 5th place after 19 games. So look at last season, right? 2024-2025. That's not that 4th after 19 games. So it means that last season no more sort of backwards in this season. Last season is no more than 9th after 19 games, which means that and cry. And at 2023 after 19 on the 4th place, which means that in the past 4 seasons now, rank here, this is the 3rd best, and I think they can be doing well. Some point that they've lost out on, they could have gotten those points to massage their position on the leg lock also over there. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And I'm Augustine, and I'll see you in the next one.